All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus. Day one of the combine was yesterday. We had our D linemen, our edge rushers, linebackers out there running around in their tight little shorts. And we're going to talk about guys who had stock up, stock down. And speaking of tight little packages and shorts, you want your package to look nice and tight and trim. Get yourself some Happy Nuts. They got body washes, got nice ball-shaped loofahs. We got the Balber, we got the lumberjack to keep you all cleaned up down there. Chafing sticks, everything you could imagine to keep your balls clean. Happy Nuts, the sponsor of today's video. Links in the description to get some great deals on their amazing products, and also hashtag Happy Nuts for a chance to be entered into the drawing for a package for your package at the end of the month. All right, let's talk about the guys who stood out, stock up, and some guys who maybe had stock down at the combine day one when it comes to edge and D linemen. These are the guys the Vikings are targeting. We're not going to sit there and go through every single prospect, but let's start with Penn State edge rusher. We got ourselves some Chop frickin' Robinson. Chop Robinson came in at 6'3", 254, 32.5-inch arms, 17-inch penis. He had 9 1/8-inch hands. Look at that 40-yard dash. I mean, that is what really jumps out with Chop Robinson. 4.48 seconds. Are you kidding me? A man 6'3", 250 should not move that fast. So very impressive for Chop Robinson to come out there and do that. And now you guys start thinking about the Vikings. Pick 11, maybe a little bit too early, because Chop Robinson is kind of considered to be just a pass rusher, not bringing much as far as run defense goes. But you can learn that. So looking at these elite physical traits he has, the performance he did have here at the combine in day one. I mean, if Verse and Turner are gone, and then you got maybe you trade back a little bit and you look for a guy like Chop Robinson. I mean, that's not a bad option if you have to move down. So very intriguing, and a guy who I think maybe entered himself in the mix of the Vikings moved down a few spots in round one. Let's go to another guy here, and a guy where I'm not sure how he fits in our defense. But man, he maybe had the best day of anybody yesterday, and that's Braden Fisk, defensive tackle from Florida State. 6'4", 292, 31-inch arms, and he just blew up all the testing. 4.78 40-yard dash, 1.68 10-yard split, 33.5 vert, 9.9 broad jump, 26 bench press reps. Braden Fisk, a guy whose stock has just been going up as soon as the draft season started. We see these guys every year who just nail the freaking draft process. Braden Fisk is the guy who's doing that now. But it seems like the consensus is that he's probably a better fit in a 4-3 as a 3-tech. Can he play the 5? Probably. But then how high do you take a guy that you're projecting to a new position? To me, I think he's round 2. Vikings, if they want him, you consider him at pick 42. He's earned to be considered there. He's earned that spot just with this great Senior Bowl week and now a great combine. I'm sure he's going to blow the doors off his pro day as well. So his stock should continue to go up. Let's get rid of him. And now we will look at another one here. Dallas frickin' Turner. Again, he was just expected to do well, and he did just that. Dallas Turner. Let's just look at what he did, how he came in here. 6'3", 247, 34 and 3/8 arms, long tentacle arms. You want that from your edge rusher. 4.46 40-yard dash, 1.54 10-yard, 40.5 vert. The dude just did what he was supposed to do. I think he solidified himself as the top edge in this class. He's just a complete player, and he's done a little bit longer than Jared Verse as far as production on the field goes. So I expect him to be the first edge off the board. Again, you look at the Falcons, assuming they get a quarterback here in free agency, that could be the spot. Pick 8. If you want Dallas Turner, you might need to get to 7 to secure his services. But there is a man chomping at the bit on his ass, and that man is Jared frickin' Verse. Jared Verse, a guy we expected to do well at the combine, and he did just that. Jared Verse, 6'4", 254, 4.58 40-yard dash, which according to Daniel Jeremiah, that was the fastest 40 by anyone at the combine with 33 plus inch arm length and 30 bench press reps. in the last 10 years. He is the top guy last 10 years with a time like that, with those measurables and the bench press. So very impressive for Jared Verse to do that. 4.58 40, 1.6 10-yard, 35 vert. Again, a guy who I think is he's right there neck and neck. I think Turner's probably going to go first. Verse will be on his ass. Both options for the Vikings at 11. Their stock is up now to the point where will they be there? Like you always figured one would fall to 11. Now you got to worry like someone else could jump up ahead of the Vikings and get one of these guys. So that is how well they did. So congrats to them for blowing this thing up. Absolutely fantastic job. And again, now you just have to kind of worry when it comes to those guys. Can they make it to 11? I still think one is probably going to go there just because of the quarterbacks and the O-line. That's going to probably be a early run. Same with wide receiver. So I think those are going to be positions that are going to be going to force one of these guys who probably have top 10 talent to make it there to 11. Let's just talk about a couple guys who kind of just did what we assumed they do. Byron Murphy, 6 foot, 297, I think is what he came in at. Had a good workout. Didn't blow the socks off of anybody, but I don't think he hurt himself. I think he kind of just did what we expected. The big boy, Tavondre Sweat, ran like a 5.2, 740-yard dash at 366 pounds. I think he's still jiggling from that, but it's a good time for a man so damn big. A couple guys who actually hurt their stock down. Braylon Trice, edge rusher from Washington. This dude dropped like 20 pounds and just to the thought that he could work out better, maybe run a faster time, move a little better. But he didn't. He was a little slow on the 40, his stiff in the drills. So Braylon Trice, he definitely hurt his stock. He's gonna need to bounce back at his pro day because he's always been a power dude. Like, why are you losing 20 pounds? That's not your game. You're a power guy. You're never been that athletic. To lose 20 pounds and then to not work out well, not a good look for Braylon Trice. And then a guy, I don't want to say he hurt himself because I never really pictured him as an edge, but Darius Robinson, just in the drills and the overall speed, I think he just proved that he's not a true edge. I think this guy belongs on the D-line. Whether he's inside in a 4-3 or outside in a 3-4, I think he's a 5-tech, and I think he solidified that as far as the Vikings are concerned. And I think now Darius Robinson, taking that edge label off of him, I think there's a chance he could be there at 42. Very intriguing for the Vikings if he does make it there. So stock down for him a little bit, but stock up for the Vikings because now you maybe have a shot at this guy at pick 42 if you want a versatile end in your defensive front. So those are my guys. Stock up, stock down when it comes to the combine. Day one. Let me know in the comments who else you enjoyed, who else you thought worked out well. There's a whole bunch of guys that you could probably list on here. Try and keep it a little bit short. Again, hashtag Happy Nuts, links in the description, and keep your skull in your hole.